Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is July 6th, 2018, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the economic events of the day, major event coming out of the United States at 2:30 South African time. Obviously, that's non-farm payroll, which is the major event of the month. Simultaneously during that time, coming out of Canada, employment change and trade balance coming out. So this non-farm payroll is going to add a lot of weight to the markets right now, because what's going into effect as we speak is all the tariffs that President Trump has been discussing, that he's imposing on Chinese goods, and the retaliatory tariffs that China is imposing on American goods is also going into effect. So the markets are still digesting that. The market sold off from 25,300-ish level on the Dow Jones to 23,000. 24,000, 200-ish level, and we finally yesterday just bounced off of that right after the holidays. So just be aware that yesterday was like the second Monday of the week, right after the national holiday in the United States on Wednesday. So markets are still coming back to themselves. I still believe the markets are going to be a little bit lighter than normal, even though it's an NFP today. People extending their vacations from Wednesday through the weekend. So that's going to be in effect. But let's take a look at the markets and see what's been happening. So we're jumping here into the Euro USD, and as you can see, yesterday we've made this double top, which we had a previous resistance level right here at 117.15-ish level and selling off. Now, ultimately looking at today's session, all right, now we are in an uptrend, as you can see here, all right. However, if we do break this 116.70-ish level about right there, we could definitely see it correct itself, and we do correct itself. We may correct itself with some velocity, with some momentum. So that may bring us back down to the 116 lowish level, maybe around there. All right. However, if we break this 117.15-ish level, then that means that we can, come back to this 117.88-ish level later today. So two options here today. As today progresses, just be aware of them. Be aware of also the resistance lines and support lines, because we generally bounce off of them, especially when a number comes out. So, ultimately looking at the other USD major pairs, looking at the GBP here, we rallied yesterday, not as far as the Euro did, and then we, sold off quite sharply, quite quickly. All right, so still some weakness in the GBP. And if we look further in the Aussie USD, you'll see that we didn't even rally yesterday that much. And we were at this resistance line right here, and not really, selling off as much as we are on the Euro USD. So this may be our indicator. If it's going to go higher and going to break this level up to this 74-ish level, that's something to consider as today actually fruites. All right, but those are, looking at these three, tops, we have to look for some sort of impetus to jump into this on the upside. All right, if we do falter here, then you could see a correctional move back to the lows. All right, so that's something to look at as today progresses in the markets. Looking at the Canadian dollar, now we've pretty much flatlined at this 130, 133-ish level, so not much to really say here. All right, the news coming out later today may have a positive effect on the Canadian dollar, all right, in which case we may continue this sell-off versus the dollar. The US dollar, 130.90-ish level is support level, so just be aware of that as we continue to trade throughout today's session. Now, obviously, a little bit less in play, as you can see that we've pretty much just, flatlined here. So you got to see some sort of impetus to get into it. That's basically what I'm saying. It's got to break either above this 131.60-ish level, about this area, all right, or break this support area for it to be something to jump into. Looking at gold yesterday, we are finding a new trading range for gold. 1251 and 1259 on the upper parts. We're trading right smack in the middle of that 1255. Now, if the news comes out and it's positive out of the United States non-farm payroll, then I do expect gold to sell off a little bit, all right, because commodities have been taking a slide. Looking at oil, we sold off yesterday from 75 down to 73. And you can see here that this was a previous resistance level, so this may be a subsequent support level right at these levels, all right, just about this 73-ish level right about there, all right. So if we do correct that, we can maybe see it continue selling off into the 70-ish level, all right. So that's something to consider as today progresses. Now, the major items to be looking at later today is really the Dow Jones. Dow Jones bouncing yesterday to 24,400-ish level. Okay, as you can see here, we're bouncing early this morning as well. We're continuing this rally, and we're at the bottom of the RSI, not really breaking the RSI. So this may be an impetus to going up higher later today. Altogether, the economy is strong in the United States. But the question is how these tariffs are going to play out, okay? How they're going to affect the market and, what's going to be, all right? Market, like I've said before, does not like uncertainty. So we got to see how that actually progresses later today. Now, jumping into the DAX, we had a nice rally yesterday, breaking above this 12,300-ish level. And we're right smack in the middle of this 12,300 and 12,641, all right? So really right smack in the middle. So the question is, which direction we'll take it in today? I'd like to see this continued correctional move, okay? I think that we'll be in these two extremities for some time between 12,100-ish level and 13,200-ish level. Markets have not been this volatile in a very long time. I got to be honest with you. So lots of opportunities in the markets across the board to really take advantage. And jumping into the local market in South Africa, Johannesburg Stock Exchange, this was a little bit of a surprise and a little bit disconcerting. Okay, we mentioned this yesterday that if we do pop above this, 51,500-ish level, we can continue seeing it to somewhat maybe 52,000 and challenging this upper limit right here. However, there was no consistency yesterday, and we broke right away and sold right back to this, support line. So I'm eager to say that this was, a fake out. Okay, but I want to see some sort of confirmation later today to see that it is a correctional move and we've somewhat exhausted our rally on the upper side here, all right, which may really be the case. So again, today is a non-farm payroll. Okay, so just keep in mind that, big number coming out at 2:30 South African time. Use your stop losses, definitely use take profits, okay, as a means to protect your trading. Okay, I really recommend that as usual. And just, trade maybe even lighter today because, it is a lighter week than normal trading sessions since July 4th ended up on Wednesday, which is an anomaly by itself. People are extending their vacation throughout, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend. So it might be a little bit later trading day and trading session. So just be aware of it. This is Fred Razak. I want to thank you guys and wish you a great trading day. Thank you.